Good afternoon, I am Dr. ASHOK VARKEY. I am a pediatric consultant and pediatric gastroenterologist working at St. Joseph's Hospital, Manjummel. And today I have the honor of speaking to you on some topics which are very relevant in today's times. And in particular, a lot of parents have questions regarding the same topics. And we often get questions, so I would like to address that topic. One of the topics very frequently encountered in pediatric OPDs is the parents will come and tell us that the child doesn't sleep very well. It can happen even in an infant stage, slightly older children, teenagers, and even adolescents. So when we talk about sleep, remember it is not uniform. So depending on the age and development of the child, the sleep pattern will vary, the amount of time will vary, and according to that, the parents should be able to adjust. Now, a baby which is born, it has basically what we say, it has only two functionalities. One is feeding and the next is sleeping. So usually a baby will at birth, at that time it will sleep anywhere from probably 18 to 20 hours, and the rest of the time it might even it might just feed. That pattern gradually changes over a period of time and sleep cycle reduces. So a 1 or 2 year old child, the sleep is the amount he sleeps is much lesser. So ideally what we would say, in the preschool years, try to give the child about 12 to 14 hours of sleep, and once they reach schooling age, try to make it at least 12 hours a day. So when we talk about 12 hours a day, most children who are going to school at this point of time, they will generally go to school by about 7 or 8. So ideally they should sleep by about 7 to 8 p.m. in the night, and that is non-negotiable. Now you will ask, like, why do they need to sleep that many hours? Is it really necessary? My child sleeps for only 6 hours, 7 hours. The rule is that in an adult or an older child or an adolescent, most of the growth is already done. So what happens is they just need recovery time. So that is about 6 to 8 hours a day. But a child who is at that age of say 5, 6, 7, 8, he needs time for not only rest and recovery but also for growth. So that's where 6 plus 6, you need about roughly about 12 to 14 hours of sleep. So I would say any child in that age, try to make sure the child sleeps by about 8 p.m. or maximum by about 9 p.m. So when the child wakes up by 8 or 9 in the early morning, he will get about 10 to 11 hours at least of sleep. Then the second thing is, like they'll say, like parents will come and tell us we put the child to sleep at 8 and he wakes up after 1 hour and all. That is not ideal, but that's generally related to other activities. Like if the child feels that everybody's enjoying and he's being left out, he'll try to fight his sleep and try to join in with the activities. So ideally by about 7 to 8, one of the parents can take the child to the room, read a story, put the lights off, dim, talk to him, probably sleep with him a little while, and he will go to sleep. Remember, boys and girls, there's a slight difference. Boys are what we generally regard, when we talk about, we tell them they're like Energizer bunnies. That's the ad. So they have a limitless amount of energy. And the point is that trying to fight that, the thing is try to channelize it. Make sure the child is very active, runs around, plays football, does a lot of cycling. Just allow him a lot of physical stuff to do so that he can spend his energy. So by the time it becomes 7 or 8, he'll be quite tired, and then he can go to sleep. So that's one thing you have to do. The other thing is that's very common nowadays is there's a lot of abuse of the the audiovisual medium. Many children, they come to us and the child is very hyperactive. So hyperactivism in children in this age group of say 5, 6, 7 years, it's gone up enormously. And the main reason what we as pediatricians find out is a lot of audiovisual environment being abused. So how many hours do they need to actually see? A baby, toddler, 0. You can give audio environment, you can give a bit of songs or anything, but no audio visual. Once the child is 2 to 3 years, maximum about half an hour. At the very maximum, you can give 1 hour a day, 45 minutes to 1 hour a day. That's the maximum you should give. A slightly older child, still 1 hour a day. And the thing is, you can allow them to choose, like half an hour now, half an hour later, but it should be very strict. And that should carry on in the early schooling years, 1 hour a day, maximum 1.5 hours a day. On the weekend, maybe 2 hours a day, not more than that. Children who have 5 to 6 hours a day, the medium itself. Now, when we talk about audiovisual, be it a small screen, be it a TV, be it a laptop, it's a screen which is actually fluctuating. It's not a picture. It's not like you look at a picture. and that's made by a lot of pixels, which it's called pixelation, that forms the picture. So that is very simple. If you put it like, it's like a lot of light bulbs at the same time blinking. So a young brain, which is unformed brain, especially in the first infancy, first 2-3 years of life, where there is a lot of brain activity, maturation happening, at that time when you expose it to a lot of this blinking sort of environment, which is audiovisual, literally, you get a sort of, it affects the developing brain. And in a way which is very sadly to say, it can cause a permanent loss of brain activity and can cause permanent damage. And very often that child becomes very hyperactive later on in life. And actually the saddest part is that the damage is done very early in life. And then throughout life you're trying to repair it. So I would say, remember, any child below 1 year, remember, no audiovisual. Up to 5 years, maximum 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, split up whenever you want. 5 to 10 years, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours a day, not more than that. Especially on weekends, you can give 2 hours a day. And that is how you manage the audiovisual environment. If you do it this way, you will reduce the incidence of hyperactivity. If your child is already hyperactive, what you need to do is, you need to cut it off for 1 month completely. Don't give any screen time for 1 month. In 1 week, you will notice a huge difference in the hyperactivity. It will come down to manageable levels, and in 2-3 weeks, the child will get back to a normal stage. Take my advice, hyperactivity is very, very often linked to audiovisual environment, and that is where you need to step in. Other than that, generally sleep patterns, many of it is formed in while the child is in the womb itself, and then it continues throughout life. And many of the patterns, the parents, if they are habitual late sleepers, the children will also sort of follow that sort of steps. That can be managed, and that we need to sort of regulate better. Okay, that's all I want to talk about. Thank you.